I'm Jon Beer from Jon Beer Contracting. We're back at the Fine Homebuilding House here in Cornwall, New York. As you can see, we've started to spray foam. We are mixing open cell and closed cell in different wall assemblies because we have two essentially different types of construction. In the old parts of the house, we have 2x4 framing with a fiberboard sheathing, and that fiberboard is not sealed in any manner. It's pretty porous. And in the new parts of the house, which are 2x6 framing on the exterior, we're clad with zip sheathing. That WRB is on the outside. Some of you may be wondering, okay, you have this opportunity to re-insulate this house, why choose spray foam? While I would prefer to choose mineral wool or dense packed cellulose over spray foam in new construction, in an old retrofit situation, closed cell spray foam is going to give us the most R value per inch and a built-in vapor barrier in an older wall assembly that doesn't have one. Because we made that decision, okay, we need closed cell spray foam for at least half of the house, at that point it made more sense from an efficiency standpoint to have one installer here, have them foam the entire house. And while the spray foam is potentially questionable for the environment, for us, taking a house that is already built, which is really the lowest carbon way to build, is it already exists, so that carbon has already been spent, to retrofit that rather than to totally build from scratch and be using all new materials. Our decision to use spray foam is kind of mitigated by that fact that this house is using less carbon because it already exists. That's kind of the general plan of what product we're using where and why. So as far as the process goes, we started with something that was a little bit atypical, which is a blower door test, pre-insulation. So the idea of that is we wanted to set a baseline number for how tight is this house or not tight before insulation goes in. So we spent quite a bit of time air sealing, trying to go through all of our trouble areas, any areas that are difficult to reach with spray foam. Under positive pressure, we were around 3 ACH, and under negative pressure, 4.5. So both of those readings are pretty good. Our spray foam tech had told us that they've seen ratings of 8 to 28 ACH on houses pre-insulation. So for us, that's a great number to know. The other bonus of doing that blower door pre-insulation was we were able to find areas that we couldn't seal with can foam or tape, but that we could foam with the spray foam. So we had a couple spots where the new house met the old behind a header that was hard for us to get into and tape, that they were easily able to fill with foam and seal that cavity off. The blower door test was really critical for us in that regard. It's definitely something that I would do on another project for a client if we were doing a full gut renovation and focusing on tightness and indoor air quality. Once the blower door was complete, they started to prep. You can see everything is draped in plastic, window openings, floors. One hot tip is don't use staples on the floor if you're plasticking down. We've had scenarios where spray foam installers have done that, and then we have a million staples to pull at the end. I had them just staple up the walls. Everything is draped. Our mechanical equipment, the mini splits, are covered, and they started by spraying the closed cell. You'll also see that some of these walls are very clean looking on the framing. So one cool thing that this company did was use packing tape on all the studs. That way, when the foam is almost pure, all they have to do is just pull that tape off, and it cleans off that stud really easily, and it'll make shaving down the protruding spray foam a lot easier. We're rolling into day 2 of spray foam. They're gonna have both rigs here, spraying closed cell and open cell at the same time. The hope is that we'll be wrapping up foam end of the day tomorrow and getting into the cleanup phase of that project. And soon after that, rolling right into sheetrock.